A San Antonio police officer is under investigation after the officer may have falsified information on traffic warnings. This was done to make it appear as if he was being productive while working overtime. That overtime funded by a TxDOT grant. Eyewitness News reporter Mariah Medina spoke with Chief McManus. And Mariah, when did the department become aware of this irregularity?
Well, Chief McManus tells me they discovered this irregularity last week. He said that they contacted TxDOT immediately after, and since then, TxDOT has suspended any further payments to the department as police investigate.
A traffic warning is what most people hope for when they see red and blue lights in their rearview mirror. But it's what Police Chief William McManus says may have one officer in trouble with the law.
It appears that the officer was writing warning citations and not properly documenting the time that they were written versus the time he was supposed to turn them in.
So why is this a problem? Well, the San Antonio Police Department gets what's called a STEP grant from the Texas Department of Transportation.
It's a grant that supplies overtime dollars for officers to work traffic enforcement.
But the officers have to document.
Aggressive driving, drinking and driving, seatbelt, click it or ticket.
Show they're actually working. According to the STEP program manual, officers have to file what's called a daily activity report, noting where they stopped the drivers and which one of these 3 actions they took: issuing a written warning, issuing a citation, or making an arrest. The agency says grant recipients stay eligible by maintaining a minimum average of 2.5 vehicle stops for each hour of time being claimed under the STEP grant. The officer, accused of changing times and dates on his reports, spreading them around to other days and hours to hit those minimum target numbers. McManus says they've had this grant for years, but this is the first time he's seen anything like this.
Other cities, yes, not here.
Just last month, an ex-Dallas police officer pleaded guilty to a felony charge of making a false statement after he submitted more than 24 bogus citations as part of his daily activity report for the STEP grant. And here at home, the police department has launched a criminal and administrative investigation into the officer, who they've so far refused to identify. McManus saying, though, that the officer has been on the force for more than 2 decades. His alleged irregularity putting things at a standstill for the police department.
There's hundreds of officers that work this grant overtime, and now the program is suspended.
And McManus said they're looking into whether any other officers were involved in this. They said once they conclude their investigation, they'll send their findings to TxDOT, and typically the funds are restored.